That's a poor example. Right around this frequency, 230, 230,
Mm-hmm.
is where the general population of the slow scan television guys are. And the slow scan TV sound is very unique. There are two different types. There's an analog version and a digital version. Digital version is really ugly. And it's usually about 234 down here today. But 230, when you're, I don't know if they have that convention in Europe, but they'll fire up their transmitter and it will burp out a CWID, so it's legal. And then they'll push the button right away and start sending a picture. So there's the CWID.
And they're doing what? They're
sending a picture.
Pictures.
We call it slow scan because we can't use very much bandwidth on the HF frequency.
A single picture?
Yeah, it will paint a picture.
Okay.
And it will do it in about 6
line
seconds.
by line?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we call it slow scan.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on VHF we can have more bandwidth, especially on UHF. And they can have regular full fast scan TV. And there's a lot of ATV, we call it amateur television. It takes a lot of equipment, a lot of know-how, but what do guys do? There's even ATV repeaters. But QSK 31, I would encourage you to try.
I just want, I will do that. But what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking that it could happen in my lifetime. That we don't have power. Everything, it could happen before I die. I want to be able to talk. I know it's crazy. I mean, in a way, I hope it's crazy. It never happens, but.
I think the big one of the frequency of use is on here called GT. It means attenuator. All it does is cut back the signal quite a bit. And you say, well, why would you want to do that? And sometimes there are very loud signals, even close by or whatever, and you try to cut them back a little so they don't overload your receiver. So that's what the attenuator is for.
Okay.
This one, receive antenna, that's for a different antenna for receiving. Don't worry about it.
We're not going to worry about it.
We're
Because
gonna
I'm
have
just
one
going to have the one. Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, it's just for me to get started, and we'll once I feel really comfortable with this and doing the transmitting and all of that,
yep.
then I will be ready to
So
branch out a little.
now you know pretty much where everything is. Here.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to 17 meters.
And I'll have a lot of time in my hand over there, so.
Also, those are getting pretty reasonable now. So, it's sad that most of them are still
That's good signal.
up on
Yeah.
the shelves or in the closets or in the garage there. So
So now,
too many on the air anymore. That's for darn sure. Anyway,
Sounds pretty good.
Go to Dave K5 ABL W86RKK.
it's in California. Here's the other guy, and typically you don't hear them on HF frequencies. Sometimes you do, but 20 meters and above, generally you'll only hear one side of the conversation, unless they're right together in the same area. But then they can't hear each other a lot of times.
So, just a couple questions,
Sure.
just to know.
I
If you
got-
got a minute, a
I
couple.
got more answers, and it may or may not be good.
Well, it's just a simple wondering what I'm likely to be doing. More than likely, my goal will be to be able to talk to people in the U.S. Dad in particular, and I know that he always liked it when he gets to talk to people in foreign countries. So I like to be that contact over there for people who are listening. So where am I going to be spending my time?
20 meters
20 meters?
is the most popular for that, and the most reliable for that.
Okay.
And that's probably why there are so many guys who are DXers.
That's what they call them, right? I remember
DXers,
now.
guys who want to talk nothing. And they won't even talk to you generally. All they want to do is find out what your call letters are and where you are, tell you how strong you are, and they go away.
So it's just, yeah.
Boring.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to do that.
No, you want to write
I want to actually talk to somebody, but I'd like to be able to talk to somebody
in the U.S.
in the U.S.
Well, you'll find, I did that one year, but it was 40 years ago. I lived in Amsterdam for the summer.
Mhm.
I took a radio, of course,
Of course.
and an
Good
antenna, and I put it up on top of the third. It was a 3-story student hotel. And I found a way on the roof and tossed the antenna up there, hooked to the chimney and all that. And
But they loved you.
yeah, I brought this radio with me in a little bag, put it under the seat, and KLM and just fit right under the seat,
Mhm.
and then set it up in the room, but it didn't have a power supply. So, and I knew that, but I had already checked it out. I had gotten a reciprocal license from Holland,
Mhm.
and checked it out, and realized that it'd be easier to buy a power supply in Amsterdam because they had a store that sold peace kits.
Yeah.
So I went over there, bought the
Boy.
power supply, took it home, set it up in the room, took a couple days as a kid, put it together, brought the soldering iron and pliers and all that, put it together, plugged it in, and started talking. And I worked with a few guys, local folks in Spain, or generally around Europe. And then somewhere toward the evening, I started getting inundated by locals. Guys from all over Amsterdam wanted to talk to me, find out who I was, where I was, what was going on, hello. Really what they wanted to do was practice their English.
Ah. Yeah.
They admitted after a while, but I still remember those guys.
Yeah. Well.